Good morning. There they are. Let's do this.
Yes,
There he is, there she is. How are you guys?
good.
Thank you for sending me that article. That was super interesting. I really
Is
enjoyed it.
it?
Very
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah. I should share
very
it
good.
too now. Okay, well, that's why we're here, right?
Yes,
Get this done. Okay, let's go. Don't forget to mute. Come all the way to the back of the mat with your feet hip width. Take a nice big deep breath. And we're going to take it all the way down really slowly. Make sure you just let your head go. Let the whole upper body unwind. Just sort of hang out and chill. Now, if you're able, you want to be in a straight leg. Now, roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time, tucking in the belly. Super important. Crowd out your chest, sweep the arms out to the side. Take another big deep breath. And let's take it all the way back down again. Nice and slow. We're just warming up. Now this time, we're going to extend the spine, get it nice and long, and then come back up. Flip the palms, take the arms up. And all the way back down again. Shift your weight and your butt back when you start your descent. Make sure you're not holding the head up. It should be nice and relaxed. Now we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time, tucking in the belly. When you get to the top, spread out your chest, so you're really squeezing those shoulder blades, and then reach the arms up. And let's do this one more time. All the way down, nice and slow, letting the head go. Totally unweighting the upper body here. So good for the back of our legs, right? You should feel a nice big pull all the way down the legs. Okay, we're going to inhale and extend the spine and reverse it. Come back up. Flip the palms and reach for the ceiling. And back by your side. Make a fist. Spread out your chest. You really want to be trying to pull those elbows as far back as you can. And then squeeze them in towards each other. So you have a really big activation of your upper spine. Tuck in the belly, start your fold. And then come back up. So we're just going down about halfway, maybe a little more. We're going to do a few of these. Pair it with a nice big deep breath, right? Inhale on the way down, blow it out on the way up. Make your breathing very deliberate. And we'll do a few more. Maybe try to go a little deeper on these last few. And on the last one, let the arms go, totally unweight again. Now we're going to cross the arms, and you're just going to hang out here for 3 deep breaths. Maybe you feel the torso getting a little closer to your thighs, the arms a little closer to the floor. Now release the arms, take the hands down to the floor. You're going to walk all the way forward. We're going to meet in a high plank. Take lots of steps to get there. Once you're there, the shoulders stack over the wrists, and you just hold your high plank, drawing in the stomach. Let's make sure we haven't dropped the face. Push those heels backwards, get those legs nice and straight. Strong, long body. And let's take it to a down dog. We're going to stay here for 3 or 4 really big deep breaths. Make sure you can see the sides of your arms as you stay here and breathe. Pushing those heels down towards the floor and really trying to get the legs straight here. And let's get nice and high on the toes. Lift those heels. And now bring yourself back forward to plank. Nice. Now you're going to step your feet into bear. So I'd like your knees to be right underneath your hips. And from here, we're going to go to a small down dog. So heels are now touching the mat. You're here for 3 deep breaths. And let's come back to bear. Shoulders over wrists. Pick your face up so your neck is nice and long. Hold here just for another breath or 2. And we're going to put the knees down on the floor. Round your back. Look at your knees. Try to keep those heels in line with the pads of the feet. Now take your hips backwards and let's walk the hands forward. So we're going for a nice big lat stretch. You can try to get a little tug of war going on, hips pushing back, hands walking forward. Make sure your neck is happy. That's really important. Really breathe deeply here so you feel the rib cage expand. And let's meet back in a quadruped position. We are going to take our left hand behind the head. Now lift that left shoulder up. Try to keep your hips nice and quiet. You're just trying to lift the left shoulder. And then release it. Switch sides. Right hand behind the head. Up with that right shoulder. I still have my face looking down at the floor. And relax. Cat-cows. Do 5 or 6 of them at your pace. I like to go nice and slow. Just to let all these itty bitty little muscles get a nice stretch. Make sure you continue to draw the belly up and in towards your spine. You can do that and breathe at the same time. You should be very good at this by now. Okay, let's neutralize the spine. So the belly's drawing in, your spine is long. You're going to lower the chest through the arms towards the floor and push back away. Do that 4 or 5 times. Go slow so you can really make sure you're giving your full range of motion on each one. Okay, we're going to take the hips and hover them over the heels. We're going to walk our hands to the corners of the mat. So head is up, armpits and chest are moving towards the floor. Feel that nice stretch? Kind of own it. Find moments in the class where you can close your eyes and just sort of get a little lost in your own breathing. Now we're just going to inch our hands without moving the hips. Just inch them to the left. We're stretching out the QL on the right side. When your hands end up off the mat, you're going to walk them out without shifting the hips. So you're feeling this hopefully on your right side body. Keep your arms long. Stay off the forearms. Try to let the chest get a little closer to the floor. And now inch those hands, just wiggle them back, and we're going to the other side. Keep going until you get them off the mat and then try to walk them out. Walk them back. Come off those hips, and you're gonna let the hips come all the way forward towards the floor. Come onto the tops of your feet. And just hold in this spot while you draw the belly in. You're actually stretching out the six-pack muscle. If you've worked it lately, you're gonna feel it. It should feel good. Keep breathing. Now, let's tuck the toes back under and let's draw the belly in. That has not stopped. And you're going to take your hips back up over the heels. Nice and slow. How good does that feel? Maybe the chest gets a little lower towards the floor this time. Let's come back forward with the hips. You're on the tops of your feet. Take your gaze, look forward. Crowd out your chest. And from here, we're going to lower into a baby cobra. So you're just going to take it down onto the forearms, however you want to get there, and just chill out. I've got my toes tucked under. You can relax. Maybe on the tops of your feet, just hang out, take a few more deep breaths. Still really try your best to pull in the stomach. Those muscles we want to keep active as much as possible. Very important as we age too, to strengthen our pelvic floor. And that's why squats are so good for us. Okay, let's take the chest all the way down to the floor and bring your hands beside your chest. Now, if you're not already, get onto the tops of your feet. So from here, little work for the erectus spinae muscles. First, make sure you draw the belly in. Lift the chest using the muscles that run along your spine as opposed to your hands pushing into the floor. Just breathe. Your neck is long. Just make sure you're looking down at the floor, but close your eyes. Now, if you can, to advance this, pick your hands up off the floor, lift your elbows up towards the ceiling, and continue to lift the chest away from the floor. While you pull in that stomach, and while you take 3 more deep breaths. Okay, put your hands back down. You're going to push yourself up. We're going to take it to a child's pose with our knees opened up. You can use a towel, relax your forehead. This is a chill pose. Okay, come back up. Bring your knees back together so they're hip width apart. You're back to your quadruped position. Tuck the toes under and come into a small downward facing dog. Push those legs nice and straight. Walk your feet towards your hands, so you're probably in the middle of your mat. We're going to inhale and extend the spine. Shift your hips backwards. Walk your fingertips forward. Play that little tug of war. and then relax it back down. Turn and face the right side of your room. You're going to start to walk your feet far apart from one another. But I still want you to feel somewhat stable in the position so you're not going to fall over or be too uncomfortable. So play around with it. And then just let the top of the head hover above the floor. So you're unweighting the upper body. We can cross the arms and just let the shoulders sort of fall down towards the earth. Make sure you're just looking through those legs towards the left side of your room as you stay here for 3 more deep breaths. Now, if you've shifted those hips forward and you have a lot of weight in the front of the feet, without toppling backwards, try to find a nice balance between forward and back. Okay, let's take the hands back to the mat. We're going to inhale and extend the spine. Keep your fingertips on the floor. Now you're going to walk them to the edge of the mat and shift your hips backwards. Keep your legs as straight as you can and draw your belly in. Now from here, your left hand comes up to your hip and then the right. Try to make the torso parallel to the floor. Once you have that going on, shift those hips back, but don't fall back. So find that kind of little edgy spot. Once you're there, left arm pulls forward and then the right. So your palms are facing and you're reaching your arms nice and long. And then fold it all the way back down. Top of the head hovers above the floor. We're going to inhale and extend the spine. Left hand to your waist and then the right. Now you're just going to lift your torso up slowly. So you're sort of standing with your legs far apart. Retract the shoulders. Walk your feet back together. There we go. Turn and face forward. Hello. Okay, feet hip width. Nice little side body stretch going on here with the right arm. Sweep it up. Let the hip go out to the side and then take it over. We're going to hold on this for a few breaths. So I have most of my weight in my right leg. Try to keep going a little more if you can, but nothing that's crazy, right? Your arm is still long and you're still reaching to build length through those muscles. Okay, let's bring the arm back. Slowly come back up. We're going to switch sides. So hip's going to go to the left. Arm is going to sweep nice and long. Slow, enjoy. Take it over. Now, if you feel your chest rolling forward, I want you to pull it back. Keep it proud. Try to get that arm nice and straight. And slowly release the arm. Let the hips come back square. Now you're going to shift left, make the hips go all the way back and center. And then shift right, all the way back and center. So I'm going slow. Kind of a little enjoyment. Go the other way. Make sure you're shifting it out as far as you can before you start to circle it backwards. And then do it one more time on each side. Last one. Great job. Okay, your hips are square, facing forward. You're just gonna take your right foot, step it inside that lower leg of the left side. Now, think about trying to lift out of this left hip. So from the top of the head, everything is pushing up towards the ceiling. So we're gonna try to relax this left foot while we work on lengthening the whole body, making it taller. So push into the floor and try to lift out and up. And now do the same on the opposite side. Shake it out. Now step your left foot inside that right leg. Lift out of this hip, get tall, and try to calm the foot. So you're really working on balancing here. And this is something you can do anytime you find yourself standing in a line. Take the opportunity to do this. No one's gonna look at you weird, and if they do, who cares? Right? It's all about us and keeping healthy and fit. So capture these little moments. They add up. Okay, enough of that. Shake out. Big deep breath. Swan dive it down nice and slow. Cross the arms when you get down there, let your head go. I want you to take 5 deep breaths. Roll yourself up 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice, release the arms. You're gonna step your left foot forward and the right leg back. We're gonna do a nice little hip opener here for the hip flexor. So I have my shoulders over my hips. I'm elevating the back heel. I'm gonna sweep my arms up towards the ceiling, palms face. They don't need to be close. I want you to try to pull the shoulders apart and stay nice and broad. Now try to lift out of that right hip so you feel a nice little release over the front of it. Now bring your hands to heart. Step your back foot in close enough that you can put your heel on the floor. Now I want you to straighten your front leg. Hip hinge, coming down with a long spine. You take it as far as you can. If you're able to see your feet, both of them should be facing forward. Once you feel like you can't get any lower without rounding the back, I want you to just hold that spot. Now, release the right hand to the outside of that left foot. And then take your left hand to your hip. And I want you to try to turn your chest to face the left side of the room. So you're going to feel this on the outside of that left leg. And a little spinal twist to keep us healthy. Now let's take the torso back over that leg. Now we're going to round the back. You're going to fold right over that leg, pyramid stretch, both legs straight, both heels down. Now take your hands and try not to push away from the floor. So your upper body is completely unweighted. It's a big stretch for the back of that left leg. Inhale, extend the spine. Arms out to the side. Push through your front heel to rise back up. Flip your palms, reach for the ceiling. Bring your hands to heart, step your back foot forward. We're going to switch sides. Big step back with your left leg. Nice and high on the heel. And little bend in this front leg. It's all about feeling this opening right here. Bring your hands up. They can be open as wide as you like. I want you to try to pull your shoulders apart. Now let's lift out of this left hip if we can, pulling up the whole torso. So this is a very active stretch. You're working to keep your arms long. You're working to broaden the shoulders. You're working the back leg because you've got that heel way up. Nice. Just stay here for another breath or two. Okay, let's bring the hands to heart. Step your back foot in a little bit so you get both heels down on the floor. Start your hip hinge nice and slow. Try not to be grabbing the floor with your toes, right? It's all about the pad of the foot to the heel doing the work. Once you can't go anymore, hold on that spot. Keep the spine long. You're not hunching your thoracic spine. Okay, take your left hand to the outside or the ankle or any part of that right leg you can find. Take your right hand to your hip. Pull the elbow towards the left side of your room as you slowly start to rotate the chest right. Feeling the outside of that right leg, hopefully. Keep going as far as you can while you maintain balance. And if you feel unsteady, take that back foot, move it left. And slowly bring the torso back. We're going to round the back, fold completely over that leg, let your head go. Try not to push away from the floor with the hands. Okay, inhale, extend the spine. Hands back onto your shin. Now take those arms out to the side and start to rise yourself back up. Flip your palms, sweep the arms backwards so you proud out your chest. Then raise them up. And bring your hands to heart, step forward. Nice, we're gonna do a little flow. So find your breath throughout this flow. Inhale, exhale, swan dive it down. Palms down, step back, plank. Give me a little hover, meet me in up dog. Toes tuck under, your back to down dog. Pushing your heels to the floor. Walk your feet all the way up to your hands. Extend the spine. Reverse it, come all the way back up, reach for the ceiling. Swan dive it down. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, fold down, step or jump back, you're in high plank. You're hovering. Meet in up dog. Tuck the toes under, you're in down dog. Walk your feet all the way forward. Extend the spine. Reverse it, come back up. Reach for the ceiling. Swan dive down. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold, step or jump back, high plank. Hover. Up dog. Down dog. Hold 5 deep breaths with your eyes closed. Come back to high plank. Pick your left foot up off the floor. I would like that left leg nice and straight. Do the same with the right leg. Put it down, back to down dog. Take your left hand to the outside of the right shin. Switch it. Right hand, left shin. Both hands down, meet me back in plank. Nice little hover. Go to up dog. Toes tuck under, down dog. 5 big breaths. Last time in this position. Put your knees on the floor. Kick your feet out to the side. Have a seat. Meet me in staff pose. Heels to the corners, sitting up nice and tall. Arms out in front. We're going to seesaw it. So I'm going to have you rock forward, spine long, rock back, spine long, and forward. It's a big activation of the six-pack muscle. When you go back and you keep that spine long, you're driving it down, and those muscles are working. I'm sure you're feeling them. Do it a few more times. Now, when you take it back on the next one, you're going to try to lift the arms up. And if that's not happening today, that's okay. Try to take them straight up to the ceiling. Now, make sure when you're looking forward, you can still see the sides of your arms through your peripheral vision. Crowd out that chest while you work your six-pack. Pull it in. Keep it strong. It's also a little work for those hip flexors. Hang on. Breathe. Count to 5 slowly. Okay, take it forward. We're going to round the back. We're just going to hang out between our legs. How good does that feel? Just take some nice, big, deep breaths. Okay, take it up. Now we're going to do 90-90. I want you to move your butt all the way over to the edge, the right edge of your mat. Get 90 degrees with your front leg, 90 degrees with the back leg. Take your hand and post it just outside the right leg. So I'm trying to push my body, my torso, left. Try your best to do that. Once you're there, I want you to lift your back heel off the floor. And if it doesn't lift, maybe you just get a very strong activation right here over the hip. So try your best, just do 3 or 4. Okay, now we're going to move the arms out in front of your right leg. Keep your spine long, and let's start to inch those hands forward. So once you find a spot where you're like, oh, this feels really good, stay in that spot and just kind of savor it. Why not? Now, don't forget that six-pack muscle, right? This is actually a lot of work for your core when we progress this to no hands. So start to try to not put too much weight in your hands. And if you can get onto the fingertips, that will help you. Just lifting off the palms onto the fingertips should be a lot more work for your upper body. But you're getting a great stretch through that right hip. Now, let's see how we do if we lift the right arm off the floor and reach it forward. Your palm is going to face the midline of the body. Hold the arm long and then put it back down. And then do the same with the left. Lift that hand up, get the arm long, reach, and put it down. This is one way to progress your 90-90. Now, I'm going to flex my spine and lower my forearms to the floor. So I'm folding over that leg. I'm going to stay here for 5 deep breaths. Now lift the elbows off the floor, get back onto those fingertips if you can, and walk your hands back. Now, post the right hand outside that right leg. Lift this left knee up and try to get onto the bottom of that foot. You can just bring your left hand inside between your legs, but really try to move this left knee towards the back of the room. So you're getting a big stretch through that inner thigh of the right leg and your whole groin area. Keep working it, you might get better. Take a few more breaths. And now lower it slowly. So you're back to facing forward. We have one more progression. Bring your hands to heart. Now this in and of itself, just to sit here like this, is not an easy task. So if you do need a little help with that right hand, take it. Hopefully just your fingertips. Now we're going to try to lean forward a bit here. Keep your spine long and work your six-pack muscle. Maybe go 3 or 4 inches and then hold on that spot. So my spine is long, my shoulders are square, and I'm just leaning over that leg. Now I'm going to try to go a little further, maybe a few more inches, and I'm going to hold that spot. And if at any point you need to release those hands to the floor to help out, take it. Now, if you can go a little more, let's do it. And now bring it back up. Nice job. Bring that leg forward. We're scooting over to the opposite side. 90-degree with the front, 90-degree with the back. Use this hand to help you try to move the torso at least on top of your mat. Now, right foot's going to pick up and lower. Even if it isn't high, if it's an activation, that's really what we're looking for. Waking up these muscles, making them do something today. Okay, now take the arms out in front. Put your hands down. Hold on this spot. We've got a little forward lean. Walk your hands out a little further. And now we're going to try to be just on our fingertips. Walk them out a little further. Your spine stays long. Now I'm going to take my right arm off the floor, reach it forward. And then the left. One side might be a little harder than the other, and that's absolutely normal. Do it again on each side. Holding it out there, don't be in a hurry. Then switch. Nice. Walk the fingers a little more forward if you can. Come a little closer to that leg with the torso. You still have not rounded that back. Try to go a little further. And now you're going to lower the elbows and round over that leg. Spine is in flexion, but your belly is still pulling up and into the back. Okay, elevate back onto those fingertips only. Spread out your chest, walk the hands back forward. And then bring your hands to heart. See if you can lean forward just a little. A lot of work for the core here. That's why I love doing this. Lean a little more forward. And remember, you've got help there if you need it with your hands back to the floor. Little more forward. Little more. And then come back up. Nice job. Take this back leg, reach it all the way forward. We're gonna do the favorite Sean stretch. So I want you to bend your legs, C-curve your spine here, and we're gonna come down nice and slow. It's just a different modification to the way we normally do it with a straight leg. This is a little more challenging. Try to keep it really slow. You can assist with your hands on your legs. And then once you're down, big body stretch. Take those arms back, straighten out those legs. Take a nice big deep breath. Let the arms come forward. Now you're going to give me just a little bend in the legs. And then you're going to cross your right knee over the left. Get your knees as close together as you can. Now, use the right knee to pull the left knee towards the floor. Slowly. Everything is slow. Once that knee is hovering, you should really feel a big stretch right over that hip. Please do not rotate all the way that that left knee is on the mat. That's not the stretch we're doing. This is really going to give you the maximum side body and hip stretch. Take your left arm straight up to the ceiling. Have your chest face up the ceiling. So you haven't rotated the chest. And then you take that left arm back. Big reach. So continue to play around with getting the left knee towards the floor while you reach that right arm far back. Now bring the arm back up and change the angle. Let's take it 45 degrees out from the body. So you're going to feel this across the chest while you continue to feel that hip. How good does this feel? Okay, bring the arm in, slowly uncross as you come back onto your back. Reposition everything. And then small bend in the legs. Now you're going to take your left knee over the right knee. Slowly guide it down to the floor, or not to the floor, towards the floor. Super important. Now, when you're there, take the right arm up and take it back. Now you're using your left leg to pull the right one towards the floor. Keep your chest proud and facing up. So I'm actually on both of my shoulder blades, depending on your flexibility. That would be a good spot to be. Okay, take the arm back up, go 45 degrees from the body so you get that nice chest opening. And bring the arm in, uncross those legs. We're gonna meet in happy baby. So you're nice and flat. Let's roll the pelvis up so the low back skin's on the floor. And then bring the knees in and take hold of the outsides of your feet. And then see if you can reach those heels up towards the ceiling and use your arms to pull your knees down. Your lower back is nice and glued to the floor. Just stay here and take some nice deep breaths. This is your final stretch. Okay, let's bring the knees together. We're going to rock and roll all the way up. Get yourself up on those toes. And then we're going to meet in a full forward fold. Let your head go. Keep your legs nice and straight. Hopefully your torso now is able to get a lot closer to those legs. You're going to round yourself up nice and slow. Great job. Spread out your chest, take a nice big deep breath, and I thank you so much for your power and strength. Woohoo! We did it! Another one in the books. There's the
Thank you very much.